Russia's earthquake epicenter Kamchatka is in Pacific Ring of Fire. Why that makes it more dangerous? One of the world's strongest earthquakes struck Russia's Far East early Wednesday, an 8.8 magnitude trembler that caused small tsunami waves in Japan and Alaska and prompted warnings for Hawaii, North and Central America and Pacific Islands south toward New Zealand. Ports on the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia near the quake's epicenter flooded as residents fled inland. Cars jammed streets and highways in Honolulu hours before tsunami waves were expected. Waves less than a foot above tide levels were observed in the Alaskan communities of Kamchatka and Adak, said Dave Snyder, tsunami warning coordinator with the National Tsunami Warning Center in Alaska. Tsunami warning live updates here. White waves washed up to the shoreline on Japan's Hokkaido in the north and Ibaraki and Chiba, just northeast of Tokyo, in footage aired on Japan's NHK public television. A tsunami of 50 centimeters (1.6 feet) was detected at the Ishinomaki port in northern Japan, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency. That was the highest measurement so far among several locations around northern Japan. But higher waves were still arriving, said Shiji Kiyomoto, an earthquake and tsunami response official at JMA. The earthquake's epicenter was the Kamchatka Peninsula, which is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. What is it? Nannies. The quake was the strongest to hit this area on the Kamchatka Peninsula since 1952, according to the local branch of the Geophysical Survey of the Russian Academy of Sciences. The 9.0 quake on November 4, 1952, in Kamchatka caused damage but no reported deaths despite setting off 9.1 meter 30 FOOT waves in Hawaii. They said that while the situation was under control there was a risk of aftershocks, which could last for up to a month, and warned against visiting certain coastal areas. Earlier in July, 5 powerful quakes, the largest with a magnitude of 7.4, struck in the sea near Kamchatka. The largest quake was at a depth of 20 kilometers and was 144 kilometers east of the city of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. Most of the active volcanoes on the Ring of Fire are present in the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia, the islands of Japan and Southeast Asia, and New Zealand. Tsunami hits Russia after massive 8.8 quake. Monster waves also strike Japan. Russian governor says all residents are safe. Watch how it unfolded through maps. Russia earthquake tsunami warning. Griha pic. Twitter.com XR40P7PSPNEWS18 CNN News 18 July 30, 2025 Nanan. According to the National Geographic, the Ring of Fire is a string of volcanoes and sites of seismic activity, or earthquakes, around the edges of the Pacific Ocean. Roughly 90% of all earthquakes occur along the Ring of Fire, and the ring is dotted with 75% of all active volcanoes on Earth. The National Geographic states the Ring of Fire isn't quite a circular ring. It is shaped more like a 40,000 kilometer 25,000 mile horseshoe. A string of 452 volcanoes stretches from the southern tip of South America, up along the coast of North America, across the Bering Strait, down through Japan, and into New Zealand. Several active and dormant volcanoes in Antarctica, however, close the ring. Nanan. The Ring of Fire is the result of plate tectonics. Tectonic plates are huge slabs of Earth's crust, which fit together like pieces of a puzzle. The plates are not fixed but are constantly moving atop a layer of solid and molten rock called the mantle. Sometimes these plates collide, move apart, or slide next to each other. Most tectonic activity in the Ring of Fire occurs in these geologically active zones, according to the National Geographic. If you were to drain the water out of the Pacific Ocean, you would see a series of deep ocean trenches that run parallel to corresponding volcanic arcs along the Ring of Fire. These arcs create both islands and continental mountain ranges, it states. Volcanoes are formed along this ring when one plate crashes under another into the mantle, a process called subduction. What's special about the Ring of Fire is that multiple oceanic plates in the Pacific have subduction boundaries there. Loac van der Klussen, a volcanologist at Drexel University in Philadelphia, told Live Science. The movement of tectonic plates also leads to earthquakes. When one plate is shoved beneath the other, there's lots of kicking and screaming as the plates grind against one another. And so that's where the biggest earthquakes on our planet take place, Jeffrey Carson, a professor emeritus of tectonics at Syracuse University in New York, was quoted as saying by Live Science. Massive 8.7 magnitude earthquake hits Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, triggering widespread tsunami warnings for Russia, Japan, and U.S. West Coast. Residents evacuated from coastlines. Tsunami warning, tsunami alert, earthquake Russia Kamchatka Peninsula pic.twitter.com from 0 FBEHKNEWS 18 CNN News 18 July 30, 2025 Nanan. The quake at 8:25 a.m. Japan time had a preliminary magnitude of 8.0, Japan and U.S. seismologists said. The U.S. Geological Survey later updated its measurement to 8.8 magnitude, and the USGS said the quake occurred at a depth of 20.7 kilometers. The quake was centered about 119 kilometers east-southeast from the Russian city of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, which has a population of 180,000, on the Kamchatka Peninsula. Multiple aftershocks as strong as 6.9 magnitude followed. The first tsunami wave hit the coastal area of Severokuralsk, the main settlement on Russia's Kuril Islands in the Pacific, according to the local governor Valery Limarenko. He said residents were safe and staying on high ground until the threat of a repeat wave was gone. Swipe left for next video. The quake caused damage to buildings and cars swayed in the streets in Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, which also had power outages and mobile phone service failures. Russian news agencies quoting the regional health ministry saying several people sought medical help in Kamchatka after the earthquake, but no serious injuries were reported. With inputs from AP, agency's latest blogs.